I'm Vivian from the physical activity team back to Fife, and I'm going to take you through some stretch and mobility. Before we do that, can I just check that you've got a nice clear space that you can do this activity in. Feel free to sit down if you want to do these activities sitting down. You just make slight adaptations to the movements to do that. And you want to be wearing sort of nice, cool, comfortable clothing that you can move your body in. Only do stuff that feels comfortable for you. So first of all, we're going to just mobilise some of the joints, which will help with warming us up before we do a little bit of the stretching. So whether you're standing or you're sitting, just always be mindful of good posture. So keep pulling your belly button in, keep breathing in and out. So first of all, we're just going to roll the shoulders. So all I want you to do is just to sweep the arms back, nice and relaxed, elbows slightly bent, and then just gradually get those circles a little bit bigger. Excellent. And then I'm just going to ask you to do the same thing coming forward. So just roll the shoulders, breathing in and out, lifting up and down. And if you can, just lift your shoulders up towards your ears. You can do these together, or you can do alternating sides, whichever you feel most comfortable with. And then just bring up the elbows. Just open and close the elbow joint, that hinge joint in the elbow. Just loosen off, work those arms. And if you can, at the same time, can you open and close your fingers just to mobilise those joints and to give them a little bit of a stretch as well, especially if you've been doing a lot of work typing at a computer today, or been on a tablet or a phone or something like that. Those fingers need to be moved. Really take the wrists, and again, just let those wrists move and relax. If you've been holding them in a fixed position whilst you've been working, you want to just let them ease out. Excellent. Now we're going to work through the torso. And for this, again, brace your belly button, pull it in, slight bend of your knees here, and just very gently and gradually turn to the side. It's just a small movement, just to gently rotate round the spine from side to side. Again, if you've been in a fixed position, this part of your body is really desperate to get moving. And now I'm going to ask you to do a lateral flexion. So for this one, imagine you're stuck between two panes of glass. The only way you can move is a little movement to the side. So it just goes up very slowly and down very slowly, breathing in and out, and just working through the waist, through these core muscles that support you, hold you up like a corset, breathing in and out. And then I just want you to move your hips from side to side, a little bit of a hip hitch, just to ease off the hip area. And then let's take it down into a little walk, and that helps to mobilise round the hips, round the knees, round the ankles, and you just have a little march there. And we start to feel a little bit warmer as the blood circulates around our body, and that just warms up those muscles nicely, so it makes them a little bit more pliable for when we do a little bit of a stretch. Now this type of stretching that we're going to be doing is called static stretching, and that just means you get into the stretch position and you just hold it there, allow the muscle to relax. Again, it should feel comfortable, there should be no pain involved in that, so just do what's suitable for you. So first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just to hold your feet down and apart, and I want you just to take your arms out at chest height if you can, gently bring them forwards as far as possible and clasp your hands together. I'll turn side on so you can see. Then I want you just to push away from yourself as much as you can, so you get this nice rounding of the shoulders, and it gives you a little bit of a stretch through your upper back. When you hold it there, breathing in and out, should feel comfortable, knees slightly bent, tummy tucked in, and we just hold for about 10 seconds, and then just let your arms sweep down to relax. And just ease out that tension, just move it out from there. Okay, now we're going to stretch down through this large muscle down through the neck. And for that, all you need to do is just tilt your ear to the side. Now you can add on to that if it needs a little bit more of a stretch. You can just gently place your hand on, and the weight of that just gives you a wee bit of more of a stretch feeling here, but it should feel comfortable. And then release that one down. So same thing to the other side. Just move your head down. Hold it where you feel the stretch down this large muscle here. Again, if you want to add a little bit of weight to it, just the weight of your hand will help with that one. And if you've been sitting for a long period of time, it's quite nice to stretch out those muscles that are around about here, because they get quite tight. So the muscles are now across the chest. What I'm going to do is slightly similar to one before. Move your hands forward and then just gently press them as far back as is comfortable for you. So their hands are pressing back the way, and that's going to stretch out across the chest here. Just hold it where you feel the stretch. Breathing in and out. And then release it down from there. Okay, let's just have a wee shoulder roll again just to ease that all out. Okay, now this time we're going to take the stretch down the side of the body. So you're going to just hold your feet a little bit further apart just to brace yourself. You can pop your hand on your hip here to support you. And your other hand's just going to lift right up as far as it'll go for you. Now if you can get it to stretch up all the way, that's excellent. If you need a little bit of help, just hold the hand and support it as far as it'll go for you. And then move it towards midline, and if you can, slightly over to the side. So you get this lovely stretch through the muscles of your core, the corset muscles that hold you upright. And then release that hand down and hold it from there. So the same thing to the other side. Lift that hand gently up as high as it'll go for you, breathing in and out. And then if you can, towards midline, keep your tummy tucked in, knees slightly bent. And then when you feel the stretch down through these muscles here, the oblique muscles that run through the side of the body, hold it. Let your body relax into it, breathing in and out. And then gently bring it back down from there. Okay, bring the feet in, have a little walk on the spot just to keep the lower part of the body moving. And we're going to stretch right down into the base of the lower back now. For this one, I'm going to ask you to move your feet to hip width apart, pop your heels down, and move side on just so you can see. Now we're going to really draw and pull in tight your tummy muscles. And pop your hands, slide them down your knees as you do a little bit of a bend, and allow your back to make a C shape by pulling in tight at the tummy. Where you feel the stretch down at the lower back, just hold, breathing in and out. Now some people are going to need a slightly deeper stretch than that, so if you do, move your hands to the back of your thighs, the back of your hamstring muscles, and then all I want you to do is just gently try and pull yourself up, but keep your body where it is, so you're pulling against that and it takes the stretch slightly further into the lower back. And then very gently unwind, get used to being up tall again, move the feet to circulate the blood and bring it around from there. Now if you've been sitting for a long period of time, you're going to need a little bit of a stretch for the muscles in the back of the thigh, those hamstring muscles. So for this one, hip width apart, have a little bend of your knees, pop the weight onto one leg and the other leg's going to go out in front of you. So just let me turn side on so you can see that action. If you can get your heel down on your toe up, perfect. Please don't worry if it's flat onto the floor. Pull in your tummy, gently lean across the stretch until you feel it lengthening up here into the hamstring. You might also feel it into the glutes and a little bit into the back of the lower leg, the gastrocnemius, but that's okay. Hold where you feel the stretch. If you can, let the toe come down to the ground and then push through your knees and slowly push yourself back up to standing. Bring the feet in and have that little walk on the spot just to finish it off. So one more time. So it starts with hip width apart, bend the knees, weight onto the other leg, and then get the leg out in front. Just let me turn around so you can see that. Sink down slowly, keep the hip turned up the way until you feel the stretch down the back of the thigh. Breathing in and out. If you're able to, let the toe come down. Bend through the knees, and a little bit of circulating the blood. And then the last stretch is pop your heels onto the floor. If you can, take your hands out as wide as they can, as high as they can, breathing in and out, little stretch, ease it all off and back down. Thank you very much for joining us today. Enjoy your stretches.